everybody. It's Friday. It's a beautiful day today in Florida, Central Florida that is. Breezy, low 70s. I'm out here in my backyard. It's nice to have an office at home and enjoying the weather, nature, and just taking a moment to reflect as always. We're so busy running to and fro from one thing to the next. Just the busyness in itself. Some of us are busy to be busy. Some of us have things that they actually have to tackle and, try to accomplish goals and dreams and juggle daily activities in the midst of it all. It hasn't been easy, me personally, but at the same time, I don't think I've been happier, although I may not have what I used to have financially, but I'm still at the point where I'm free to be myself, free to think and make something of myself. There's nothing better than that, to just really be in the moment and be grateful for everything that you have. Like right now, I know there's a war going on in Ukraine and all the other crises around the world. There's always something happening, but there's only so much that we can do on our own, and collectively, as just ourselves, we can pray. And the government's doing what they're doing, and that's all we can do at this moment. Just hoping that everything ends in peace and people have their freedom back to be, with loved ones. That's what's ultimately the most important, to be around people that you love and being able to take in another day, because as my thing is always, be in the moment, be in the now, because tomorrow isn't promised. But at the same time, be grateful for what we have right now. And I'm thankful that I'm here, in Central Florida, just having this moment. The kids are at school. They have not a school play, but a talent show after school, so I won't pick them up until a little bit later. So I have a few more hours to myself to work on what I need to work on, my books, my podcast right now. This is very, impromptu recording, and that's the best way. I think sometimes just if things are coming from your heart and it's not rehearsed or not written down, it's not so robotic. You can hear the wind and the breeze behind me right now, or in front of me, sitting out here in my backyard with my little puppy, my 5-year-old puppy. My Maltese Bentley has been keeping me company since I lost my Labrador back in January. And speaking of losing someone, I lost my father a year ago in March to COVID. But he was ill for quite some time. He was bedridden, unfortunately, but just made me think of how fragile our lives are. And just recently, just a couple of days ago, I took my kids to go see another family member that's ailing, and an elderly family member that I can't share too much about, but it's at the point where hospice has been called a few times, and we're just counting our days at this point. We saw the family member just a couple days ago after school, after football practice, and we rush over there thinking the worst case scenario, but luckily it's not as bad as we thought. But at the same time, she was on what's the medication? I can't think of it right now, but they gave her some medication to not heal her, but to help her ease the pain. And it's kind of going to come to me pretty soon here. But it's sad because it reminds me of when I lost my grandmother and my mother. My mother back in 2012, and then my grandmother back in 2006. And it was hard to see them go through the pain. And as much as you want them to, just go at peace, you can't wish. You can only wish because you don't want them in pain anymore. But at the same time, they know when their time is coming, or they know when it's time. And just being there with family a couple of days ago, another family mentioned, an in-law had mentioned something about, she should just, give up and go. It's like, you don't just give up. They'll give up when they feel like they need to. You can't pressure them. And the person didn't look as bad, considering what I've seen with my own grandmother and my mother when they were. My mother was on a breathing tube. She was on, a ventilator, just to survive. But she wasn't even there. She wasn't even, coherent. It was just, she was survived by a machine. And then eventually they had to let go, unplug, so to speak. But my grandmother just, it took her a week, just slowly, without eating. It took her time to she was in so much pain. Morphine, that's the word. They gave her morphine by the drip. They were giving her through the IV. And it was hard to see, because at that point they kind of lose a sense of who they are. And I know my grandmother, she was hallucinating quite a bit, seeing people, maybe her family or whatever it was that came to take her from this earth. And it was really scary. So this is I don't want to be morbid because I was just saying how beautiful the day is, but it just takes me back to, take a moment to think about our loved ones and what really is important. But there's only so much we can do, and the best thing we can do is to take care of ourselves, our mental health, our physical health, and everything else, just being with our family. But of course, financially as well, you got to take care of yourself so you can have a place to live, in, and be able to pay your expenses. Those are all basic necessities. But you still have to be happy with where you are in life. And if you're not, do what you can. I mean, I don't have much right now, but I go through moments of stress and just thinking about everything. But at the same time, I'm at peace with myself to say things will come together no matter what. I'm working on things, and I don't expect everybody to understand, or anybody to understand where I am in my life. There are times I wish, that my grandmother or my mom could still be here to see how big my kids have grown and what they've done, thus far, and where I've been through thick and thin. I not giving myself a pat on the back, but to say I made it through. And there's still some struggles ahead, but it's about being real, about being honest with yourself, and just be thankful, grateful. Life is hard as it is, but don't make it harder by creating more problems for yourself. Do what you can, but also take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else around you, especially if you're a parent. So I just want to share a little tidbit. I was going to talk about the priming method. I will do that in another episode just because it's already, after, it's in the afternoon already. It's already after 12 and I didn't get a chance to record it this morning, having to drop the kids off and what have you, maybe next week because, I don't have the kids next week as far as taking them to school in the morning. So I'll have more time to focus on possibly recording myself a videotape of doing the priming. But I'm not sure if anybody wants to see me in the morning. So anyways, just want to leave this little message of saying, life is as hard as you make it, and it's all a matter of choices. We can make a choice of being happy with what we have or stress out with things that we can't have or can't have access to yet. But if there's anything that you do want in life, make plans for it, think about it, focus on it, and it will come together. I'm working on mine right now. It's not easy. And I reached out to a list of people that was interested in hearing more about my project that I'm working on. And I've heard back from some and I didn't hear back from others. But I won't feel defeated or anything if people aren't, after they've seen what I've sent them, whether they're interested or not. It's okay one way or the other. It was just nice that they wanted to be added to the email. So just with that, I'm grateful. And it's not going to be like an overnight sensation. I am starting a nonprofit organization, in the process of it. And I'm going to do what it takes because even though, like I said, at this very moment, financially, I don't have, finances to give back to serve the community, but I have my heart and my ideas to do better and give back because I feel that's my life's purpose, So I want to start this nonprofit organization to share my book. Right now, I can't pay for all the books to give to, the public schools or the low-income neighborhoods. But hopefully, through my nonprofit organization, I could get charities and fundraise, have corporations or businesses or individuals to donate money to help buy these books, these journals that I just published on Amazon, to pass them to these youngsters that could use this so they can plan and map out their lives. And in addition to my book or my journal, I would like to get other books that I feel are very crucial and influential as far as it's empowering for them to read books that will better their lives. Such books as Stephen Covey's, The 7 Highly Habits of Effective People, Napoleon Hill's, Think and Grow Rich, and his other book is, I don't have the name right now, How to Be Successful, something like that. But so that's where I'm at right now. I just wanted to, leave this podcast, and whoever's listening, you can, that it's coming from my heart. And if you guys are interested in wanting to join, in the nonprofit organization or want to help out in some ways, to volunteer or give some suggestions or comments or anything that you can help with, feel free to message me through my podcast or my YouTube once I transfer this over to my YouTube channel. It's about giving back and paying forward all at the same time. When you do give back, it's just a feeling of satisfaction. And if that's, if that's being greedy to want that gratification, then, call me greedy or call me selfish to want to help others, so I could feel good about doing it. And I think that's a great form of selfishness, to want to help other people. And you should feel good about what you're doing. So that's one of my mission, is to do a nonprofit organization. And the other one that I was thinking about was starting a workshop for women and children as well. The children will be part of the nonprofit organization, where we can use the funds from there to do workshops for the younger generations, to help them, plan for their future, as far as with financial planning, teach them about financial planning, teach them about health and nutrition and goal setting. But then what I wanted to do with the adults, the women, the moms, whether they're at home or even career women, is to set a weekend for, woman empowerment. But really it's just to unwind and de-stress, to just get together with a group of women that is searching for their passion, or wants to make time to create their passion or follow their passion, to carve out time for themselves, to take care of themselves, and just, a day or two to themselves, so they can be a better person for their family and for themselves. So that's what I'm working on, 2 different things. So if anybody's interested, like I said, if this, sparks an interest in wanting to join this weekend getaway workshop, we would do, even with the kids, the same thing. We'll do vision boards. We'll have time for even, doing presentations on financial investment and wealth management, to know more about your finances. I don't feel that as moms or as women, we are not all of us. I'm sure there are some that's financial, savvy and know what's going on, especially if you're a businesswoman or you're a career woman, you know where you stand with your finances. But just the moms that are at home, they gave up their career to raise their family, they may not be on the ins and outs of their finances with their husband or, whatever. And just like myself, I was in the loop, but not really. I handled some of the finances, but at the end of the day, I still didn't get a clear picture of everything. When when my marriage dissolved, I wasn't prepared or as intelligent as I should have been. I should have been more prepared, but I didn't realize I was getting a divorce until it happened, and it happened really quick. So I wanted to have an environment where it's judgment-free, non-judgment area, and also where people can learn to better themselves, arm themselves with being financially savvy, and even investment. I know some people are getting into stocks and bonds, and so a lot of people don't understand the market or how to, buy stocks or bonds, or how to invest, whether it's their own money or money with their families, or even understanding if they do get some, statements back from the IRA or 401k, they don't have a clue or they don't care because they leave it all to their husband or their spouses. And that's not the smartest thing to do. You need to be aware and know what's going on as well. So that's, I think it's key to teach women about finances. And it's just important because God forbid something happens. Even if you don't get a divorce, something happens to your husband, illness, or they pass away before you. You don't want to go to the court and figure it out then when it's too late. So it's best to be aware of where you are, where you're standing with your finances. So that's, finances. And then we want to talk about health. A lot of, I say a lot, I'll just speak for myself. I used to be extremely active, lots of runnings and exercising on a daily basis when the kids were younger. And then I went through menopause in my early 40s, and it took a toll on me, and with early menopause and then having the symptoms of hypothyroid, and then combine that with my divorce, I went through not a double whammy, but a triple whammy. It was really devastating. And at this point, I try to work out, but I've got other priorities. At the same time, it's taken a toll, and it's not fun when you get older. We need to, if our health declines and everything else declines, and that also creates not just stress, but depression and all the negative effects from being unhealthy. So I wanted to, do this program, have this woman empowerment weekend getaway just for the women to, get together and share ideas, share thoughts of how we can better ourselves. Maybe there's parental advices we can share and trade with each other. Like I said, about the finances, learn a little more about, our finances and what we can do and investments and what have you, so you understand more of where you stand in your family. And then creating time for yourself with the fitness and nutrition and goal setting for yourself. Maybe you want to do something once the kids are done with school, or once they leave. You don't want to wait until you're an empty nester to, carve time for yourself. Then you're in your late 50s or 60s, and some people just give up and go, okay, I'm too old to do anything anymore. I can't pursue this, that, or the next thing. Don't wait until it's too late. Do it now. Okay, it's okay if your kids are young. While they're in school, make time, give yourself an hour or two before you have to do the rest of your daily chores. Make some time for yourself. Do whatever it is. Go to arts classes. Go to a dance class. Go and work out, or join, a mom's club, a reading club, whatever it is that you want to pursue or do, or cooking classes. Those are just some ideas. And I know some moms play tennis, or do a workout session with friends, or just to the gym. Anytime you can have for yourself. But if there's anything that you truly want to pursue, like myself, it's my writing. And that's what I'm doing now, because there's no one to tell me I can or can't do it. I'm finally just doing what makes sense to me. But I want to let you know that you have that capability as well. So don't let time slip by, and don't wait for tomorrow, because like I always say, tomorrow is not promised. Try to make plans for right now and say, what is it you want to do? And when will you, make goals, make plans, make some deadlines for yourself to get there. Say, okay, I'm going to make a call to make an appointment to go, start a cooking lesson, make an appointment for a class to see what classes are available in the area. Whatever it is that you want to do it now. Don't wait and say, and leave it off of the, put on the back burner and say, I'll do it later, because that later will be 20 years before you know it, and then you'll be in your 60s and wonder what happened. So, take care of yourself. So those are a few things that I'm thinking about trying to set up. So if anybody's interested, like I said, please feel free to message me, reach out to me through either YouTube, put it down in the comments, or if it's through the podcast, you can comment or leave me a message as well to see what intrigues you, and if there's anything else that you truly want to do, or if you just want to be a part of my podcast. I love to interview you, or send me an email. I have questionnaires that I'm trying to compile to create a book about women empowerment, and I've started that last year. Then I was working full-time as a realtor, and I was so busy I didn't have time to do too much of my writing last year, but I'm back on it again. I'm taking a little time now to say, you know what, like I said, at this point, I am 50 and I don't have a lot of time to waste. I want to just take advantage of every day. So I hope this podcast reaches out to you, touch you in some way or another, create an interest. And I was mentioning there were a few men on my email too that I've sent out the emails to. And they could easily form a men's group, for the weekend. The boys could go fishing and golfing or whatever it is, have a male bonding moment. Just as the women need time, the men need them as well. Because I know they're working in the office day in and day out. They come home, they have their family, but they don't have, a moment to just really relax. Being with family is one thing, and for some people it might feel like an obligation. For others, it's distressing. It's a moment to relax and unwind as well, but it's not the same as when you're just a boy just shooting the breeze, so to speak. So I've mentioned that in my email for any men that want to create their own weekend getaway. They should do that as well, because we all need time to just be ourselves and be amongst peers, to do things that we have in common and to share ideas. So anyways, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to, this is like an impromptu podcast, but I felt the urge to record this because as I was taking my dog outside to do his business, I just thought, gosh, I'm just gonna take advantage of this beautiful day and just sit here and enjoy the breeze and the sunshine and all of the greens, the trees, the palm trees, the oak trees. It's just amazing that I get a chance to have this very moment and to live this very moment, to enjoy today. So live your life to the fullest, take advantage of every moment, and create a life that you want to live. So I'm signing off. This is Chai, Living by Design with Chai, and I hope to talk to you guys soon on my next podcast. Have a wonderful weekend, and it's Friday, so I hope you have some plans with families or friends, and take a few days to unwind and start all over again on Monday. But my Monday is every day because there's not a day, whether it's Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, it's all the same to me because they're all, the same, because I try to take advantage of every day, whatever day it is of the month. So anyways, take care and God bless and be safe. Bye-bye.